Welcome back to my YouTube channel. For today's video, I'm going to be talking about what school is like here in the Philippines and over in America, because I think this topic is just so interesting. And I know that when I went to school, a lot of people would ask me what school is like in the States, like what was my experience there, is it different from school here? And it was always hard for me to like include everything I wanted to say in just a short conversation. So I think that this video will be fun for you guys to watch if you're curious about what the actual differences are. And I'm not trying to compare the two or anything and say, oh, this one is better. No, they both have their amazing qualities, and I've actually really loved my school experience here as well as in the States. So yeah, anyways, let's jump right in. Okay, so first off, classes in the Philippines start very early. This goes for elementary all the way to senior high school. Of course, it depends on what schedule you have in college, but classes here tend to start at like 7:30 in the morning, and they don't end until 5 p.m. in the afternoon. And when I found out about this, I was like, what? Why are the school days so long? Because in the States, it usually starts at like 7:45, 7:50. It depends on the school, and school ends at like 3 o'clock. Most periods, they last for about 45 minutes or so. At least at my school, that's what it was like. It varies for different schools, but yeah, it typically ends at 3 o'clock. So I was really shocked. I was like, why does it end at 5? Like, that's super late. And then like you have to get home and you still have your homework to do. Okay, this one, different grading system. So in US, they use A's, B's, and C's, where A is equivalent to 90 to 100, and then B is like 80 to 89, so on and so forth. And like a D is just a really bad grade, and then F is failing. And here, they just use like the actual number and everything. A C is already failing, which is like a 75. And I was like, wow, that's crazy. I remember this one time when I was in like 9th grade or something, and I got a 79 in my Filipino class, because of course I don't speak Tagalog well, and I was still new to the Philippines. I was like still my first year in the Philippines, I think. And my teacher gave me a 79, and all my classmates were with me, and they were like, oh, what grade did you get? And I was like, I got a 79. And then people were freaking out. They were like, oh my gosh, can't believe Mom gave you that grade. And I was like,
I don't get it. What's the big deal?
I was just like, whatever, it's Filipino. I'm not expecting to have like a super high grade. And I was trying my best, of course, but obviously it's not gonna be as high as if I knew Tagalog and spoke it well. And everyone was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. You should talk to the teacher about the grade you got. And I was like, I don't know, it's like whatever, no big deal, it's just a C. And I really didn't get it, so yeah. Okay, the next one, in the Philippines, elementary school is from 1st to 6th grade, and then middle school is from 7th to 10th grade, and then there's senior high, which is 11th to 12th grade, which is different from America. It's like elementary is the same, 1st to 6th, and then in middle school it's 7th and 8th grade, and then high school is like 9 all the way to 12. They don't have like a so-called senior high, it's just high school, and you know, it's those 4, 9, 10, 11, 12, which I thought was like, weird when I came here. I was like, senior high is by itself, which leads into my next thing. You have to choose a specific strand here in the Philippines when you get senior high. So 11th and 12th grade, you're in one strand for the 2 school years, like STEM, ABM, Humes, DIA, or like general academic strand, and there's like other little branches like criminology and stuff like that. It's hard to explain, but yeah, people are like, oh yeah,
what strand are you going to join when you go into senior high school?
Like,
what the heck is a strand?
Because I didn't think that that was a thing. And usually when people choose a strand, it is something that correlates with what they're going to take in college. So that's why there are strands, because it will help prepare you for whatever college course you're going to take. So I think that that's cool. But for me personally, I just think like it's hard to choose because you might not know what you want to take in college. In the States, it's just a general, like you have all these general classes, and then if you want to take other elective classes, then you can join that class or whatever, or take other classes for college credit. No uniforms in the States. This one I actually really liked when I was still living in the US, because you could wear whatever you want. I would always like wear shorts to school and like skirts and dresses and whatever, because no one bats an eye, but you still have to follow the dress code and whatever. But here in the Philippines, there are uniforms. Even when you are in college, there are uniforms for college, which I was like, that's crazy. Why do you have to wear a uniform when you're going to college. Usually college is when you get to like just stop caring about what you wear and just wear whatever you want. But yeah, I was like really surprised, and at first I was like really against it. Me and my sister both, we were like, ugh, why do we have to wear uniforms? Like when we first moved back to the Philippines and we started going to school, they were like, okay, you guys need to get your uniforms sewn up. Now I actually prefer wearing uniforms because it really helps with
not having to choose an outfit every single day, and you have to keep washing your clothes, and you have to worry about like, oh, I already wore this like twice this week or whatever.
So yeah, I actually like the whole uniform thing. Okay, so the next one is standing when speaking in class, and that's here in the Philippines. You have to stand when the teacher calls on you, like to give your answer and stuff. But I wasn't used to that when we moved back here, so it was very new to me. I was like,
Oh.
Really? You have to stand?
because, you know, in the States, we just usually say our answer from our seat when the teacher calls on us. But yeah, it's different here, which I think is nice because I feel like when you stand up and you give your answer, it commands more attention from the rest of your classmates so that they'll listen. Switching classrooms for different periods. That's what it's like in the US. So you'll have different classmates for every class, unless like there's a few people that might be in your class that were from your previous class or one of your other classes. But yeah, usually it's just a different set of kids. And then usually your first period is called your homeroom, and that's your homeroom teacher. So if there's ever any instructions or announcements to be given, it's usually done in homeroom. But here in the Philippines, it's the teachers who rotate. Like they go to each classroom for their next class, and then the students just stay put, which I thought was like so strange. It was like, wow, why are we the ones to stay here? So yeah, it's like this from elementary all the way up to senior high here. And then in college, that's when, you know, the students are the ones to rotate and switch to different classrooms. Alright, so in America, if the teacher is not there, there will always be a substitute teacher. There will never be a time where there's just no teacher for that class. Like there has to be a teacher there to give the lesson. So it was very baffling to me when we moved here, and then like sometimes the teacher wouldn't show up, and then I'd be like, so is there a substitute? Is someone gonna come teach a class? But no, sometimes like the teachers just don't show up and they'll just leave their lesson behind, like, oh, you guys just learned this, or like look it up, or they'll give you like a little activity from the previous lesson that was learned. I think I've only ever had a substitute here once or twice. I don't even know, because usually the teachers just, if they have something else going on, and they leave their activity behind with another teacher who just brings it to the classroom and it's given to the mayor. Okay, this next one is about homework. In the States, the teacher usually checks if everybody did their homework. Like they'll go up to their desk and see if they actually did it, look at their paper and stuff. And if you don't, there's usually a punishment. Like at my school, it wasn't called detention, it was called 9th hour, but that's basically what it was, detention. And it's just like 30 minutes where you sit in the library and then you do the homework that you didn't do the night before or whatever. And yeah, I got 9th hour once and I was devastated. I literally cried my eyes out in class. Everyone usually cried when they got 9th hour. I don't know, or maybe it was just mostly the girls. I didn't realize that I hadn't done the assignment. Like I thought I misunderstood the teacher. And usually just call your parents and then tell them that you have to stay late after school, so they have to pick you up a little late. Horrible experience for me because that was just in 7th grade, so I was like,
Oh my gosh, I can't believe I did that.
anyways, here in the Philippines, the teachers, like they do check if everyone did their homework, but they don't usually give punishments. Like I haven't heard of anyone getting detention if they didn't do their homework, because it's on them. Like if you're a student and you didn't complete your activities, that's on you. That's your grade that's gonna go down. Like the teachers usually will try to get on them, like, okay, you have to do all your activities and stuff, but mostly it's your own responsibility as a student. Like I'm gonna do this if I want my grades to be high. So yeah, I've never seen anyone get detention or anything. If you didn't do your homework, then you didn't do your homework. Something that we used to do a lot in the States at school, I've never seen here, is lockdown drills and like bus evacuation drills. I forgot how often we did it, but it was always like a regular thing. And a lockdown drill is where all the students have to leave their seats and then they have to go under the cabinets and be super quiet, and they turn the lights off and then lock the door, and then someone will come around and like shake the door to make sure that it's locked. We have to do that in the event of a shooting or like some intruders getting into the school, because there's a lot of school shootings in the States, which I think is a horrible thing. So I was really shocked when we moved here that they never do lockdown drills or bus evacuation drills. And I think it's because you never ever really hear of shootings, like school shootings here, which I think is great. People shouldn't be shooting children. Obviously that's terrible. So yeah, I was like, it's good that you don't have to do the lockdown drills or the bus evacuation drills, because, you know, that's not something that really has to happen. Alright guys, I think that's going to be it for this video. I'm sure it's probably getting getting long. I don't know. I still have to edit this. Hopefully it's not too long. Hopefully it's not too boring. But I think most of these are pretty interesting and I feel like a lot of people are intrigued by this topic. There's actually more I could say. So if you guys want to hear a part 2 to this, let me know. I have some other stuff written down, so if you guys want to hear that, just tell me in the comments down below. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. I know that I enjoyed talking about it because I feel like it's good to share these experiences with other people, to hear feedback. Like, I want to know what you guys think about these things. So that's all for today. Please give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you're not already subscribed. Have a great day. Love you guys.